Dispatches from the Frat House. How are you guys doing? It is a very cold, very blustery day here today, so we're gonna hope that the lighting stays agreeable back here. Yes, my head is different. I know everybody's gonna go, oh my gosh, what did you do now? So I'll just get it over with right now. Mike asked me a couple weeks ago if I even knew what color my hair really is anymore. And I honestly could guess, but I wasn't sure. So on a whim, I had to go get it trimmed. I've been cutting it myself for months because I haven't had time to go get it trimmed, but all the boys needed haircuts. So we went last night. So I had lovely Miss Jessica find out what color my hair really is. So there it is. That's what color it really is. So I wanted to show you guys my November setup. I changed a couple of things. Several things in the notebook are still the same, but the actual meat of the planner, I have changed up a little bit. System is still pretty much the same, but the way I'm doing it is a little bit different, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm going to change cameras and hope that the lighting stays agreeable because it is very, very cloudy today, and I'll show you guys what I am doing for November. This is a really good lead-in to the project planning videos that are coming out on November 14th. Romany and Vicky and I are all three going to post project planning videos. I don't know if that's going to be just the 14th or the 14th and the 28th, because I know at least for me, it's a lot of information. So, because it all depends for me. It depends on the kind of project it is. So I'm not sure. I need to double check with them, but the 14th for certain. So there is some project planning stuff included in this video just because it's part of my planner setup, but I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail with it because I'll definitely be going into a lot of detail with it on the 14th, okay? So you guys keep your eyes peeled for those three videos and take a peek at what I'm doing for November, okay? Thank you guys so much. If it's cold where you are, stay warm. If it's warm where you are, enjoy it, okay? Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay, so as I said before, we're going to hope that the lighting stays agreeable. Here is what's going on in here for November. I'm in my narrow dark green Gemini from Jennifer Harvey at Chic Sparrow. That is what that is looking like. And I will, if you haven't seen this yet, I will put a link to the unboxing video and kind of the first look at it for it so you guys can see it. I have honestly been kind of precious with it, which is rare for me. Sorry, I have a chair in the way here. I've been keeping it in its bag until about yesterday, just because I'm getting kind of tired of putting it in and taking it out of the bag all the time. I'm usually not very precious with my planners. I get them so that I can use them, but because it was a gift, I'm finding myself being really precious with it. So, but here's what it looks like after about a week. It is gorgeous, you guys. So I know you guys have already seen this if you've seen that unboxing video, but I just have to show you again because it's so pretty. So let me show you what's going on in November in here. A couple things we're going to gloss over real quickly just because you guys have seen it before. Pocket in the front, and I just have some schedule stuff and some forward planning calendars stuck in there. Okay, and that's a full pocket. First book is the same as usual. That is my kind of reference book, if you want to call it a commonplace book. It's just basically permanent lists, things that I refer to all the time, a flow chart for some writing stuff. My incompletion trigger list is in there. just notes, stuff that I refer to all the time. Okay, so that's what goes in there. That's a lightweight insert from Midori. That's number 013. So that's the same, except it's had some stuff added to it. This is also a lightweight insert from Midori. Again, number 013. I have separated my two different types of projects, at least in my head. This is series stuff for the blog and the YouTube channel. So I've got an Evernote series starting soon and another series starting soon that I have kept lists in here because it's more than one video. I do keep a running list of like individual videos in my field note size book, just because that's videos that it could be about this, it could be about that. These are ones that are series, so they're going to be more involved blog posts, more involved videos. So that is what is all in here. Okay. This is the meat of the planner, and this is where most of the changes have occurred. This is the DIYFish MTN version 2 inserts. And you know what? Let's do this last, just because that's where most of the changes are. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this. That's my center book. I always put the book that I write in the most in the center, because then it lays open the best because it's in the center of the notebook. Okay. The next one is work projects. So this is all, I showed you guys this previously. This is grid paper from, there's a paper pack that you can get from Buteo Bunker on Etsy that is 2 different widths of lined paper, 2 different sizes of grid paper, and 2 different sizes of DotGrid paper. So there's 6 different paper types in there it's just an instant download to print out. So this may not be true to color. It's supposed to be purple, but my printer was running out of ink when I printed it. So I printed it in grayscale, so it's gray. So that is all work projects. That I will get into more in that project planning video. There'll be a bunch of stuff in there I have to cover up, but we'll just throw some Post-it notes on it and not worry about it. So this is projects that are for work. This is projects that are the blog and YouTube. So those I'll go into in more detail then. Front of a zipper pocket from Midori, and then this is actually one that I'm going to be reprinting, but I'll show you right now. This I also just showed you in a previous video, is October 2014 through December 2015. This is also from Buteo Bunker. Monthly calendars, Sunday start. Mike wanted a Sunday start for his planner. He had a Monday start. Everything they do with the hockey team, all the calendars are all Sunday start, so he kept messing his calendar up. I prefer a Monday start, and when I got this and printed it out, they did not have a Monday start available. Now Buteo Bunker does have a Monday start calendar available, so I'm actually later today going to print out the Monday start one and replace this. But this is all forward planning for the blog and YouTube as far as scheduling things. And because I just printed it and set it up the other day, it's not quite filled in the rest of the way yet. And I just threw my tabs for the bills on here because all of my Post-its that I had for the bills that I kept moving were getting really ratty. So yesterday morning, I real quick rewrote them out and just stuck them on here because I know I'm going to be working on this today anyway. So those are not normally going to be here, but that's because I'm right in the middle of doing that. So this is going to change to a Monday start. Otherwise, it's going to be exactly the same. And it's just scheduling. There's October. It's scheduling stuff with the website, scheduling YouTube and blog posts, when the videos with Romani and Vicky go up, any reviews that I said I would do, when I said I would get them posted. So these are all things that need to be done in November. And this is going to go into my forward planning calendar up here. I just need to move them and happened to have this open when I recopied those. They were getting really ratty. And then I have the back of my zipper pocket. Now, the meat of this thing, as I said, is right in the middle. And I didn't wrap it in cardstock this time. I just had some printable scrapbook paper from Etsy. But I'm thinking I'm going to redo this and put some cardstock around it. It's kind of bugging me that it's so floppy. And it can be kind of hard to get a hold of because it's in the middle of 2 books that have cardstock as covers. So here is the November DIYFish MTN version 2 inserts. So there is what the month is looking like right now. Here is something I did a little bit differently. I'm crossing off the days as I go just because then I can take a quick glance. Everything that goes on this calendar is everybody else's stuff unless I have something like a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment or something like that, which I, once a year for the dentist, once every 6 months. So they're not on here very often. So what I have put on here is the red triangles that are filled in are home hockey games. The red triangles that are not filled in are away games. The red bars are times that Mike is on the road. The blue bars is when some of the boys are gone. The green dots are days that bills are due so that I can see them a couple days beforehand or the week beforehand. And then the green circles are paydays. Okay? And what I did then is, okay, I can see here on the 4th, there's a home hockey game. So if I go straight across the 4th, I have who it's against and what time. Okay? So that's what this whole column is, just hockey game schedule. The road trip schedule is over here with the red bars. If I have a green dot on a day, that means there's a bill due that day. And if I go right across, like this is the 20th, if I go right across the 20th, the water bill's due. Okay, so it all goes straight across these Mondays. Any bills that are due go here. Any hockey games that are go here. You see how that works? Now here is something that I changed big time. I'm going to fold this up and get this out of the way. Oh, and the monthly chart is just simply tracking. That's it. I'm not honestly tracking a whole lot on here. Just days in red that Mike is on the road, in blue days that some of the boys are gone, and then days that I worked on certain projects. And I actually need to fill some of this in for yesterday right there because I didn't do it. And I would have had to fill in up here for the blog and YouTube for yesterday because I had recorded this yesterday, but there was way too much background noise. It was a mess. So I need to catch that up when we're done recording this. Here is something I have added. The DIYFish small project planning inserts, that is the very first insert I ever used from DIYFish, actually, and I think it was last October, so a little over a year ago. And when I went to her 2 pages per day inserts, I stopped using these because I didn't need them anymore. However, just as we all know, things change, right? So with the nature of work projects and like the blog and the YouTube have been really busy, and so with the nature of all that stuff changing, I needed something in here to help me keep in the front of my brain throughout the month what I need to get done. It's not all necessarily date sensitive, but they have to get done this month. I have a couple of reviews that I need to get done this month. I don't want to do them one right on top of the other. I'd like to do one and then maybe a week or two later do the other one, right? But I know that I have to get them done at some point this month. These two are those 2 series. I really want to get both of those launched this month. So these are, and then these are client things. So because I want to keep this stuff in the front of my brain, my options are to either on a daily basis, basically, flip through my YouTube and blog project pages and my work project pages and kind of keep an eye on what's the next thing coming up. What do I need to get done in each of those projects this week? Rather than flipping through everything, I have everything on here for the month, if my hands will work. And then I just know really quickly, that's the stuff I need to get done this month. Okay, this part up here is supposed to be for events. So any events that you have going on, that's what's really nice about these inserts. You can use them any way you want, but this is supposed to be events. Here's your small monthly calendar with your week numbers on it. And then you mark what events you have, okay? And then you can also mark those events over here. This is the weeks of the month, okay? What I put up here was my videos with Romany and Vicky post on the 14th and 28th. So that I considered an event because those have to be done on that day. Stuff that is up here to me is date sensitive. There's a deadline for this stuff. This is stuff that needs to be done this month. Okay. And then I just take each of these, and sometimes I do have to go refer to, the project book for that and just see, okay, what's the next step in getting this done just for this week. So I take one thing pretty much from each thing that I know I want to get done this week, and I write it in here. Okay. So that is the month view of that small projects insert from DIYFish. And then when you go to the week, this is the week view of that same insert. So I just stuck it right in here. These guys I just stuck on empty pages in the MTN insert, just with some adhesive. Let's see. And I had paper clips on it because I wasn't sure if that was where I wanted it or not. And then I stuck it down anyway. So okay, now here is the week view of that small project planning insert. So from this page here, okay, from the month view, I take anything for this particular week that is date sensitive, and that goes up here. Okay. Also anything that may have occurred that I might need to remember, especially stuff for a client, just gets a note up there real quick. Okay. And then down here is the time tracking for that stuff. So because these down here, I need to add some to that actually, are billable hours. And then just the time that I spend doing blog and YouTube. This is basically the same information as what ends up over here, okay? And then I can pull my billable hours every month, or at the end of every week, I should say, and compile them for the month and do an invoice, right? So over here is your week. So this is this current week. Now, the way these are set up, and I'm not using them this way, but just for clarity's sake, squares are events, circles are projects, okay? So if you get a look at, let's see if I can hold this up so you can see it. If you get a look at Sunday, there's a row of squares, a row of circles, a row of squares, a row of circles. So if you consider each of those boxes an hour, then you can mark out, okay, let's say on Sunday from 10 to noon, I have a family event. So I would mark 10, 11, and 12. If I consider those boxes 10, 11, and 12, they're not marked. You can consider them whatever hours you want. Then I can look at a glance and see, okay, on Sunday from 10 to noon, I'm not going to get any project stuff done because I am at a family event. Okay, so that's why you pull your events from here, you fill them in over here, and then you can look at that and go, okay, I can squeak in this step of this project on Sunday at 1 o'clock because we'll be home from that family event. You see how that works? I did a video on these and I will link to that. When I was using them appropriately, I was using this for events, this for projects. Same with the monthly. I was using that the way it's laid out. Because I have all of that information up here already, I have all that information on the monthly calendar, and I don't put the whole school run schedule on that monthly calendar, but I do it on the weekly calendar. So I have all of that here. I don't really need to duplicate it over here. And besides that, you guys, if I, this is the school run schedule. This is the after school schedule. This is Mike's schedule. If I tried to put all of this stuff, all these places I need to be into here, that would be crazy. So, and I don't need to write it twice. So that's all here. So I don't put it over here. So this is basically the time sensitive stuff for any projects, whether they're work or blog or YouTube, that just for this week. And then this is the time tracking just for this week. Okay. And then this is just basically a visual representation of this. All right. And then I just have my regular, now this is back into the MTN version 2 inserts. Okay. So this and this are the small projects inserts. This is just my weekly planner, just little notes on each day, shopping list, which I need to go finish. And then this is the typical weekly calendar for this week. Stuff up here is stuff that I need to get done this week, but it's not any specific, it's not very time sensitive, which we went and did haircuts last night, so I can mark that off. Oh. And then my weekly chart is also, this is stuff that absolutely had to be done this week. Okay, I had to take Clayton to the doctor, I had to get haircuts done, and I had to mail this paperwork for Dakota and Clayton. That absolutely had to be done this week, so I kept it right at the top of the calendar. This is stuff that I'm either tracking, like daily checks for these 2 clients, stuff that I want to get done this week. Okay, so, and I actually have some things to add in here too. I left this fairly blank. When I set it up, I didn't fill this in because I didn't have to. I used to have a whole bunch of steps for all of this stuff filled in on this weekly chart, and then there would be stuff I needed to add and it would be a mess. So this is a lot easier. I can spread things out. The color coding is all nice and separated. I can keep an eye on it. So that is what the weekly chart is looking like. And then the other big change I made is I went to a day on 2 pages. I'm pretty much right back where I started. And I'm seeing something else I didn't mark down. So here's the deal with this. I love my time tracking pages in my field note size notebook. I love having them in a separate book. I love that size. I love the format of that page. I love everything about it. However, things have become so hectic and so much going on, both for myself, for Mike, and for all of the kids, that I need to have my time tracking in one place with my regular day. I just do right now. I don't know how long that'll last. When things slow down, I may be able to go back to doing it the other way. So here's what I've been doing. The right side over here is the daily schedule. Okay, so basically that is just pulled from this meso stuff. Okay, but this way I can spread it out by hour and I can see where there are overlaps in time. So that if I need to be in 2 places at once, I obviously need to make arrangements because I can't be in 2 places at once. And then I keep Mike's schedule over here because then when he has gaps during the day, he helps run errands or run the kids or whatever. Okay. This over here is time tracking, basically just stuff that I want to keep track of. Obviously I was doing stuff before 9 o'clock in the morning, and obviously I was doing stuff after, 8 o'clock at night. Like this was driving because Dakota had an MMA class at the gym. So I took him and picked him up. And then anything I did for clients, anything I did as far as time I spent in the planner, any phone calls I made, and then notes about that stuff goes over here. Okay. And then I have also gone back to using my key on the sides of the page. I am marking it on both sides, and I can't even tell you why. To be perfectly honest with you, I just like having it marked on both sides. You don't really need to when you have a day on 2 pages, but it's just my brain. So this is what that is looking like. Okay. Now, obviously, not every hour in here gets marked in. I know here from 1:30 until 3:30, I was driving the kids because it's right there. So I don't need to mark it there. Okay. So that is what that is looking like. I love it when I go through this stuff and I see things that I didn't check off. It shows you how chaotic the evenings have been. See, I did this too. Oh. So here was yesterday. Okay, and then you can see right here where I recorded everything and then I have to re-record it. All right, and then let me see, there's nothing on today, you can't see it. So here is today. All right, and then this is just a little journaling card that I printed out from, I think it was from Etsy, with a little shopping list on it, just paper clipped it to the page. So here is the daily schedule. Over here is where the time tracking goes for the day, and then any notes for the day. And then this you guys also probably saw in the last video. I just wanted a today marker just because this booklet is thicker now because it's 2 pages per day instead of 1. It just helps me get to my day a little bit quicker. So that is just cardstock and then a larger piece of cardstock that I attached it to with some packing tape and then discovered the packing tape was not going to bend enough. I kind of wondered about that when I did it, but I wanted to try it. So I cut those apart after the fact and just attached them with washi tape because that's nice and flexible. So that is today. So that's my other really big change. It's just going back to the day on 2 pages. So far, I am completely in love with this entire setup, you guys. So much easier on my brain. My head feels so much clearer. Being able to see in one glance just real quick, kind of all the stuff I wanted to get out this month, either whether it's get posted, something for a client, helps me stay ahead of schedule. Anything that has a strict deadline that needs to be done can be right in front of me because that is the stuff that's going to take priority over the stuff that I would like to get done this month. Okay? So, and we'll go into more in depth, breaking it down into tasks and whatnot on the 14th when that video goes up. So that is everything. If you guys have any questions or comments, anything like that at all, you guys give me a holler and let me know. And I will talk to you soon. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye-bye.